Hello everyone, Key of W with more Gemcraft Chasing Shadows. Let's move on from this tutorial area. Now we kind of know how the game works. We have two choices, field E1 and field I1. So an interesting thing about the way this game does level unlocks is that each level has one unique unlock requirement, which means once paths diverge, they can never converge again. So if we're looking for the Spirit Forge, one of these paths will lead to it and one of them will be a dead end ultimately. Although dead ends can contain skills and things we'd like to have, and the more levels we play, the stronger we get. We don't have any indication which direction the Spirit Forge is, so the game's just like, hey, pick one and see where it leads. I happen to know that there's a skill this way that I want right now, so I'm going to start by going to field E1, even though it's a little more difficult than field I1. This is the direction we're going to go. Let's check out where we are skills-wise again. 6, 5, 3, 4. So yeah, the next level up here. I have plenty here. I'm actually going to bump fusion up to 6 just to get that next gem combination cost down. So the funny thing about this, so every time we do this, it's a 1.5% decrease to the first grade gem cost. And since first grade gems normally cost 60, that's a 0.9. So that's less than 1. And so far, the game has been rounding this in our favor. So we went from 60 to 59.1, but the game said, we're rounding that down, it costs 59. The cross from 5 to 6 does not come with a gem decrease. It's 55 here, and it's 55 there. But because we get the secondary ability, we actually do decrease the cost of gem combination. So starting at grade 2, the gems get much cheaper. Let me actually just refer to my cheat sheet. From 5 to 6. So a grade 2 gem at 5 was 226, at grade 6 is 223, and so we're going to double that savings. No, we're not. We're going to more than double that savings, right? Yeah. 568 at level 5 for a grade 3 gem, 559 for a grade 3 at level 3. Anyway, this will add up once we make higher grade gems, which we're going to start doing. The first video, I kept myself to grade 3 at the highest. It's going to go up. I'm going to try not to overdo it because, again, the levels are still easy enough that I can beat them with lower grade gems than I'm able to make at the moment. But I'm not going to limit myself that much. This, I'm going to keep at 3. Should I keep this at 4? I just want to keep my skills above 50 right now. If I start 360 plus this number, because 360 is the base, that's 920 mana. Where's my, also, another thing to consider here is that when we make lower mana pool milestones, it makes it easier for us to actually start the level at a higher mana pool than 1. So normally 1200 is where we go to mana pool level 2, but at level 6 of Mana Stream, it's 1104. We're nowhere near 1104, so I'm not going to worry about that. So yeah, let's spend a couple points here. No, that's too much. That's too much. I'm going to keep it here. The next level, I'm not really going to use traps that much, so it's actually not that big a deal. So let's jump in here. We were at level 2 of haste. We did all right there. I'm going to bump it to level 4. So to repeat from last time, the reason I don't just immediately go to the max, even though the faster wave stones is really not that scary, is because the extra 7 waves is kind of scary. The monsters will get faster, or stronger faster than I'm prepared for that at this point, because I'm still at kind of a lower level, so I'm not making as much mana as I want to at the moment. So I'm going to stick with level 4. We're just going to keep bumping this up until we get to level 7. It's not so hard that I couldn't beat the level, but it tends to catch me by surprise. Like 1 or 2 extra waves on top of what I'm used to is easy, but 7 extra waves on top of what I'm used to is not. Quick gem socketing, we've seen that before. Okay, so this level looks like we got 3 entrances. These 2 converge almost immediately. This one only converges here. And it looks like we want our setup for gems to be here. And the reason is, let's say I put a gem over here in a tower. Well, if the gems make it past this, then they're probably going to make it past a gem over here as well. And this one's going to be weaker than a gem next to an amplifier, unless I make a higher grade gem, in which case I might as well just spend it on gems over here. You know what I mean? So let's make our our kill zone here, which means if an enemy gets through, they got a long time of not being hit unless I throw gem bombs at them. We also have this curious case where we have green gems on the field, even though we don't have green gems available to us down here. The game can do this to us at any point. There's nothing stopping them from just giving us whatever. We just can't create any new green gems. Although there are a couple loopholes. For instance, I could press the D key to duplicate this gem, and it'll work. So I don't know if that's something the game is fine with us doing, or if it's just an oversight they didn't think of. Because typically, duplicating a gem would involve going over here and making it, but I'm able to get around the limitation this way. I'm also able to get around the limitation by directly upgrading this gem, even though an upgrade should involve creating a second gem of the same type and then combining it. So just for my own entertainment, I'm going to give myself the limitation of I will do nothing to these gems that would require the creation of a new one. So no upgrading this gem, no duplicating it. I can combine it with this one if I like, but I won't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 traps. And we see the trap is worth 16 poison damage. Enemies start with 15, 16. So right away, the trap is going to kill enemies before they even get to this zone. So I'm going to make a second trap, and you'd think I'd make it here, because this is where all of the enemies will converge. The trouble is, if I make it here, it's not going to be very useful, because this is where the gems are firing at it. So by the time it reaches this trap, the gems are firing, will kill it. The poison damage will do nothing. So what I actually want to do is put the trap early, and I'm going to put it on this path. So there's one trap for the top, one from the bottom. So by the time an enemy reaches this point, they will have taken all the damage, or at least some of it, depends on how fast they're moving, from the trap. It's only going to kill the first couple waves, and after that it's just going to severely wound them so that it makes these gems not have to do as much work. Of course, with the swarmling waves, hit points of 4, that's going to be easy to take care of. So let's put some gems in here. We've been given orange and yellow, and this is not a great combo early game. We're definitely still in early game. We're on the 8th level so far out of over 100 of them. Yellow gems are just pathetic in the early game. You need to get them to a high grade before they start doing anything. The orange ones, of course, get more valuable the higher you go, but they are, just in terms of battle stats, the weakest gem. So neither of these colors is necessarily helpful to me, but I can just make a dual gem, combine them just to get the raw damage stat, and hope that does me some good. So we'll make one here. I have enough mana that I can make some more. I'm going to try to get up to a higher mana pool level as soon as I can, but I think I'm going to end up spending a lot of it right away. And then I can make one more. I'm going to put it here, just so it amplifies these two. And then this path, I'm going to drop a couple walls, which are, of course, cheaper because of my masonry. Drop those right there. So it just forces the enemies around a little more. If I didn't have these walls, they'd cut this corner and there'd be less time for the gems to take care of them. So I think this setup is good enough to start the level. So let's just see where we are. Okay. So this, yeah, it's not fast enough to kill them immediately, but at least they have less HP so that they should all die in one hit. That is the ideal point. Let's... So I think the first thing I want is a third gem here. So we're going to build a tower, and we're going to duplicate this gem here. Because you see how the enemies are still getting through? Even though I'm not having trouble killing them, there's just so many of them. I'm going to drop another gem there. And I think the next step is to upgrade one of these to level 3. Even though we don't quite need it yet, like 17 HP, these guys can do up to 48 damage here. Yeah, up to 48 damage. That's fine, but I'm just thinking ahead to when enemies have a little higher HP and armor, that I want to be able to still hit them down in one shot. So what we're going to do is wait for the next mana level. Actually, you know what? Let me make a grade 1 over here. Press the B key, hold shift, and then go over here and bomb this, and enrage that wave. Because they still only have 5 HP and 13 armor. It just gives me more monsters, so more experience points. 4.5 per kill, 6 more monsters means that's 27 more XP for free. Sort of. Alright, let's upgrade you, because we're now at level 3 mana pool, and duplicate this, put it here. So, extra power for the grade 3 gem, And then, you know what? Another gem here. Just... There we go. We should be good. Yeah, the trap takes care of some of them, but there's just too many enemies for the trap to really take care of them all. It just doesn't fire quick enough. They move too fast. But they're not getting through here, and that's the important bit. HP around 23 with armor around 24, so these gems are going to start to struggle, but not this big boy here. Let's also upgrade you and then add a 5th gem. I think this is the number of gems I'm going to want. I don't need any more than this. Let me enrage this wave as well. You know what? Let's enrage this one, see what happens. 29, 41. That's a high armor level. Even this guy will struggle. Not too much. Let's at least upgrade you. Okay, we're not struggling at all right now, so let's speed this up slightly. Ooh, hold on, there's just a lot of them. They move very, very quickly. Ooh, they move very fast. I might have to do some gem bombing. Look how fast they're getting through. Even though the shots are killing them in 1, maybe 2 hits. They're careening through. Oh, that worked. And you may be wondering how they're able to fire beyond their range. Well, they fire while the enemy is in range, and then the enemy moves out of range during the firing. The bullet is still able to hit them. Otherwise, this would be unfair. So my next step here is I'm going to bump this guy to level 4. Just to stay ahead of the enemy leveling here. Because by this point, at armor level 57, even this gem will struggle. It will have to do a lot toward the top end of its damage to do anything. So this guy can take care of him. We're going to start upgrading some of our other guys. I have plenty of mana to deal with anything. I could probably even enrage... Okay, that was a lot. I should have checked. That's plus 12 armor. So now I definitely want another grade 4 gem in here. Now let's make that one grade 3. So minimum grade 3, because otherwise they're just not doing any damage. Sure, they're leeching mana, but that's not really noticeable. Yeah, it takes getting a mana gem to a pretty high level before you really notice it with every hit. I think by the end of this level we'll see an extra like 1,000 mana has been leached, which is, you know, giving us a couple free gems, but you don't notice it immediately because it's gained at such a drip feed pace. Let's get to level 6 mana development here. Let's not. These guys have too much armor for me. Let's upgrade the swarmlings here. Give us a little bit extra. At some point, we might be strong enough to like enrage every wave and every level. It's just right now I'm still trying to make sure I don't get too far ahead of myself, because it's possible for me to enrage these too much, make enemies stronger than I expect, and they're just going to all get through, and then I lose the level on a or sort of an unenforced error. Like there was no reason for me to lose it. I caused the loss by enraging too many waves. So for now, I'm taking it easy. Let's upgrade you to level 4. And let's actually upgrade the ones in the amplifiers too. Because that'll increase the damage and this firing speed. I guess. Firing speed's not really that important right now. Let's upgrade this one and this one. Now, yeah, 49 hit points with 49 armor means that even a max hit from grade 3 won't kill it in 1 hit. So we want to bump these up to 4. Whereas these guys, yeah, these will probably handle... Yeah. I can also enrage waves multiple times, so I can enrage this one a second time. 58 armor, but only 17 HP, so they don't have to do much. Unless it's like the lowest number on this, the grade 4 gem will still kill a swarmling in 1 hit. Alright, let's speed it up. We're good. We could probably run this all the way to the end without much trouble. I think we're exactly where we need to be. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. All the way to the end. Oh, a few of them got through. Die! That didn't work. Okay. I thought we were good. We weren't. Okay, well, whatever. They'll die on the second pass. I mean, I have so much mana, I can throw a lot at them. So yeah, with our haste, we doubled what we would have gotten, so 7,000. Let's go into endurance mode. The first few levels, I ignored endurance mode because, well, it's just too strong too quickly. But we're a little better now. We can handle it a bit. So my strategy now for endurance mode, we're going to jump into it, pick one gem to just bump to the highest level we can reach. So 5, we can still go to 6, we can go to 7. That's as far as we can go. And then we're just going to run it and let it go until we die. If we get to a high enough mana level to upgrade this, we might, but the trouble is if we upgrade it and then one guy gets through, it'll kill us unless we're way above the mana level required to upgrade it. So yeah, they're getting through, so it's a little unsafe to upgrade it now. It probably is going to be unsafe throughout. This is probably as good as we're going to do, but that's okay. We'll at least get around 10,000. Can I get to 10,000? No, I'm probably not going to get to 10,000. That's still good. Still added a couple grand to our XP total. And with each successive level, we'll last a little bit longer in endurance mode. But look at that. 7 levels gained in 1. New achievements? No. So let's look at our skills. We now have over 100. And let's keep it over 100. So I don't want to spend too much here. I know the next level I will use traps. So I'm going to bump this up to level 6. I know I'm going to build a bunch of towers soon, so let's make them a little cheaper, and then let's leave it here. Let's leave it with an extra 800, because this plus 360 is 1179, which will start us at mana level 2. So that's good. And we'll bump up to 5 layers of haste. Yeah, I've been doing this already. Thank you. Yeah, start with 1,000. We start at level 2. The good thing about this is we gain mana faster. Like if we started at level 1 of mana pool, but really, really close to the top, that kind of sucks because we need to spend mana at the beginning way down. So the higher mana pool level we can start with, the faster we regain that mana. And the mana stream skill mana gain multiplier and the mana pool mana gain multiplier stack. They don't add together, so it's not a times 1.28. That's if you add the 24 and the 4 together, you multiply them together. So at this point, it's more like a 1.29. It's not really a huge, not really a noticeable jump. But if we start at a high enough mana pool level and our mana stream skill mana gain multiplier is at a high enough level, by starting at a high mana pool, we are making up for a lot of lost mana right at the top of the level. So this one has a lot of paths to the goal here. Enemies are not super smart. They're just going to take the shortest path regardless of what danger's there. So enemies coming from the top are always going to take this route. So if I put towers here, the enemies aren't going to go, oh, let's just go this way. They're not going to do that. They're going to go through here. The enemies from this side, not sure which route they want to take, but they're probably going to try to take this, because I think that's the shortest. Either that or they're just going to go around this way. Whichever one they pick, they will all take that one route. But the thing is, I don't want the enemies choosing the route. Even if they all choose one route and I can put my towers in that route, I want to be the one making the choice which way they go. And I want that route to be as long as possible, which gives me more time to attack them. So I'm going to press the W key to pull out the spots I can drop walls. I'm going to drop a wall right here. There, now they have to go around this way. And I'm also going to block this one. So now everyone has to go around this big loop. Then over here, I'm going to block. So now this side has come up. So this is the convergence point right here. And all of this is the one path. So this is where I'm going to put all my towers and or traps. A couple other new things in this level. So we have an abandoned dwelling. These don't do anything during a level. Nothing's going to come out of them. But we can destroy them with gem bombs. It does require the gem bomb to be strong enough, so it has to be at least grade 3. We can drop a grade 4 on it, it's fine, but grade 3 is the minimum. Inside every abandoned dwelling is just mana and XP. The mana you gain from destroying this will never be anywhere close to the cost of the mana to make the gem that you dropped on here. So making a grade 3 gem right now costs 559. We might get 50 mana out of this. So it's just a little rebate for you, I guess, make up for a little bit of the mana you lost making the gem. It's the XP that we're really concerned with, because any XP is good XP, and considering we're making 2.5 times the amount, if there were, say, 10 XP in here, it would actually give us 25. So levels with lots of abandoned dwellings can give us lots of extra XP. We also have mana shards here. Mana shard is just an area with raw mana. The way we harvest the mana, of course, is shooting with gems in towers. It'll take a while. Like, if a gem normally has, say, 20 attack, it actually won't take 20 mana with every hit. It takes a little less than that. And we don't want the gems firing at the mana shards when enemies are walking by, because the enemies will get through. Now, normally they won't. They'll attack the enemies, but we can set the gem's target to structure, and apparently structure is what a mana shard is, so it'll only attack the shard. But we're not going to do that in this level. We're just going to let the gems attack the shards when they are not occupied with other enemies. So, oh, there's also over here is a large stone pile. This is a drop holder. We have to shoot with bolts 2 times. We don't have any bolts, so we can't do anything with this drop holder in this level. We could have gone a different direction and found the bolt skill, which is not on the path I'm going now, and then come back, but I would rather go this way first and not get what's in here. Drop holders never carry anything like quest important. They just give you XP and mana and potentially extra gems for free. I don't know. So let's make some things here. Orange and purple is a much better combo for this level. So we'll do this, make one of these. Let's actually make, you know what? Let's make just a grade 2 pure orange and put it here at the start of the path. And then I'm going to not put this gem here, because look at the range on this gem. It's not going to hit the enemies coming through. So we want to build another tower. Let's build it here and drop this gem there. This should be enough to take care of enemies coming through, because they only have 18 hit points and 10 armor, so this will take care of them. I'll also build a trap here with... I'm going to start with a level 1 gem here. It's still going to cut 3 armor at a time. I'm just trying not to lose all my mana at once. And my thought on having a pure orange gem at the beginning instead of a mix is this does do less damage, but it leeches more mana. And I figure by the end of this level I'm going to have a long path with a lot of gems. I don't want to kill all the enemies here, because then what are all the other gems for? I want to use a few gems at the beginning just for leeching mana. So that's what this is for. This is not intended to kill the enemies, although it will for a while because these enemies are weak. Cool. I think let's just get it started. All right. So we should, some of them should lose some armor, but not all of them. Yeah. Okay, there you go. See, it doesn't kill them, but it does some damage. That one's dead. But it leeches extra mana, because if it takes more than 1 hit to kill an enemy, you get more mana for it. Because it's leeching mana per hit, not for HP damage done. Okay, immediately we're going to build another tower and duplicate this. We just need more gems. We also want to duplicate the armor trap. And the reason I have 2 instead of 1 armor trap at a higher grade isn't because of cost. It actually costs slightly more to build 2 traps and than 2 lower grades, I think, because of the trap cost right now. But it's more likely that the traps will hit. If I have 1 big trap and a lot of enemies walk over it, they won't all get hit. Then I would like to immediately make a grade 3 gem here. I just need something stronger. This is where the strongest grade gem is going to go. I'm going to... Well, I gotta wait till my mana gets up higher. I think this is enough to get me through a couple waves. Yeah, this is fine. Let's send more people in. Mana shard gain here is going to be nice. Just a little bit. This should be fine. Should I wait till I get to the next mana level, or do I just need some insurance on this? I'm going to put some insurance with a second mana gem here. Then we'll get to the next level. Yeah, let's get to level 3. And then build another here. And upgrade this level 3. This should be enough to get me through for a while, I think. So, if you're struggling with this game and you're finding the enemies are getting past your gems, usually it's for one of 2 reasons. The first reason is gems getting overwhelmed. And what that means is the gems are actually strong enough. Like, look, these gems are killing enemies in one hit, maybe two. The gems are strong, but the enemies get through because they can only fire so fast. And upgrading the gem isn't really going to make it all that much faster at firing. So 0.73 to 0.86, not that much faster. And so upgrading your gem won't do anything in this scenario. What you're meant to do is just add more gems. So if enemies are getting through, regardless of how strong your gems are, duplicate the gems you have, make more of them. On the other hand, if you're finding enemies are getting through because no matter how many hits your gems are giving them, it's not enough, that's when the gems are too weak, you need to upgrade the gems. So in this case, the gems are the enemies here are getting through because these gems aren't strong enough, but I don't want them to be strong enough. They're getting past these ones because they're getting overwhelmed. There's not enough, but that's okay. I've got 2 gems over here, which are enough. And I think once I get to the next mana pool level, we're going to jump this one to level 4 preemptively, just so I have a really strong one in case a few guys get through this gauntlet here, which it looks like they're going to do. Yeah. So I think I need another gem, at least one, and I'm going to also add, also upgrade one of these gems here. We'll start with that. That should give me enough space. I also want to upgrade gems from back to front. That's generally how I want to do things. Here, let me actually do this. Anger some of these waves. You generally want to go back to front with your upgrades. The reason is, if your strongest gem isn't enough, then weaker gems certainly won't be. So if the strongest gem is here, and enemies are getting past it, the weaker gems aren't going to help, because the strongest gem isn't doing it. So I want to set it up this way. It also allows me more time to harvest mana. So if all these hits aren't killing enemies, they're just taking mana before I do the real kills here. So this needs to be the strongest gem. And actually, can I get to mana level 6 soon? Looks like I can get there pretty soon. I'm not getting overwhelmed here yet, I hope. This is kind of cutting it close, though. Yeah, the range on this guy is also a little bit weak. It doesn't quite get all the way to here. Okay, let's upgrade you to level 5. So yeah, it does a lot of damage now. It's enough to basically take care of anybody here. So in case anyone gets through, this gem fires fast enough, far enough, strong enough to cut it down. So I'm not worried anymore about getting overwhelmed, as I'm clearly getting overwhelmed here. So these two, I think I want to upgrade. This way they'll actually kill enemies, or at least chip away enough of their health that this combo here will take care of them. I still want these to be weak. I don't want these ones to actually kill enemies. Let's upgrade our traps. So, oh, I did it at the wrong time, because now these enemies are going to walk over for free, but that's okay. Let's anger... I feel pretty safe angering Swarmling waves. It gives a lot more monsters, but they're all very weak. I can even upgrade them multiple times, but I'm going to hold off on that right now. I still don't feel super confident in raging every wave in the level. That won't happen for a couple more levels. Alright, how are we doing here? The grade 4 gem seems to be enough to stop most of these. The grade 5 is ready to go in case they get through. That won't hold forever because these enemies down here are starting to have really high HP and armor. So I'm going to upgrade you to level 4. And then this one's going to go to level 5 as soon as he's not being rushed. Which looks like a big ask here. There you go. You're going to level 5. 2 of these at level 5 should be enough, I think, for the rest of the level, but we'll find out. Yeah, this still is just leeching mana for me. Let's make these both level 4. I'm going to keep these where they are, because it costs me mana to upgrade them, and so will the mana I get from upgrading them be more than the mana it costs to upgrade? Probably not, at least not this close to the end of the level. So I'm okay having these guys be too weak to do anything, just leech mana. This is not super concerning. I think we're still good here. Yeah, we're still good. Let's actually enrage the final wave, see what happens. It's going to give 13 HP and 17 armor. So now those are pretty strong. Only these guys will be able to handle them. Or, if I upgrade, make a third grade 5 gem. We should be good. Yep. I can also use the hotkey Q to change the speed. But I usually forget about it and just click up there. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's run it. Oh, hold on. I know what I need to do. I need to drop a gem bomb on the abandoned dwelling. There we go. Forgot about that. Ooh, this is scary. It looks like we're actually letting them through. Okay, I made them too strong. I enraged the wave. Now they have super high armor. That's my fault. I did that. There we go. But they'll die in the next round because I'll be able to focus all my fire on them. There we go. Yeah, I took a risk. It kind of bit me in the face a little bit, but that's okay. I had enough mana that I could handle banishment. Let's see, cool bunch. So now let's go into endurance mode, do the same trick as before. Take 1 gem and upgrade it. If I have enough mana to make it even further to level 8, I will. But only if I have a cushion of mana, just in case enemies get through while I'm upgrading the gem. So let's get through this. Here. There we go. So hopefully get to 15,000 XP. Let's see if that's where we top out. I think that's possible. I think it's possible to get to 15k. Maybe. Maybe not. We might top out around here. Yeah, we're going to die. We're going to die. Goodbye. Goodbye, world. 14.5. Not bad. Yeah, I'm just squeezing as much XP as I can out of it. Endurance mode gets so tricky so fast. There's not a lot of strategy you can do to win. You just know you're going to die eventually, so get as much as you can while you're still alive. Alright, went to 40 achievements so far. It's pretty good. Let's look at our talisman. With our second piece. Holy crap, we're getting them so slow in this game. A rarity of 1? That is terrible. And damage to swarmlings is terrible. I mean, this is only good if you're having swarmlings with really high HP and you're doing a lot of damage. But right now, swarmlings have like 10 HP, and we do maybe 20, 30 damage to them. We're not going to notice this. Man, this one at least is good. Okay, we got 2 levels now we can go to. This is the one with the skill in it. We want to go here. But I want to be at my highest possible level before going here so that it's easier to open the tome chamber because I'm stronger. So I'm going to go here first. Let's upgrade. Let's keep myself above 150 now. So let's upgrade the mana stream a bit. Let's get a little bit more there. And fusion, I think that's good. These both go up a bit. At level 7, how's the fusion go? It costs 54 for the first grade gem and 113 for the cost. So, like, the amount we're saving on a grade 2 gem is 19 mana over not having this skill at all. But it does cost us 28 skill points, which is how much mana? 196 mana as a cost. So, but if we make a single grade 5 gem, we've saved that, and we're going to. So, this is a good deal. Oh, wait, hold on. We're at 158 skills. Let's also bump this up. Let's bump this up to minus 40% on the cost of buildings. And we'll go into this level. You'll see this little symbol down here. Even at full screen, this might be a little small, depending on what you're watching this on. This is a compass symbol. And so this level has a very special thing about it. So when I go in, you know what, let's bump to level 7 here. Watch the loading screen real quick. You notice it looks a little different. Now that you've memorized the order of those gem shapes, this is a puzzle that I'm not sure what the intended method to solve was because it feels very trial and error. I just looked it up because I could not be bothered figuring out what these compasses are about. So I'm going to spin this compass down here just once. I'm going to do it there. And then we're going to restart the level. Now look at the loading screen again. Do you notice a change? Because I do, right here. This gem has changed shape. So every time we spin the compass, that gem is going to change shape. The way to solve the puzzle is we need all 7 gems to be a certain shape, and they're all going to be the same shape. The game doesn't tell us which shape it is, and it doesn't inform us we're correct until all 7 shapes are correct and we finish the match. That's how we know. So again, I'm not sure how anyone was supposed to figure this out. I happen to know that the gem shape we saw means that we are pointed exactly the opposite direction. So we're going to point here to the northeast, restart the battle, and we have the X shape. That's the shape we want. There we go. Also, in every game, the direction we need to point the compasses to is randomized. So I didn't know that this was northeast because every game it's different. So I have to trial and error it till I get it. I also want to spin this compass a bit more just to get an achievement, because we don't get achievements till we finish the level. So I'm going to spin it all the way around the circle and keep it at the northeast so that it's this part of the puzzle solved. But again, the game is not going to tell us. It won't tell us till we get all 7 of them. So yeah, it's kind of irritating. But I guess that's just how it goes. Now, we have one long path here, but there is a monster nest, which is going to cause monsters to come out this way. So I'm only going to make my kill zones over here. In fact, this seems like a good death row. Enemies have to come up one side and then back down the other, so one row of gems should take care of them here. And we're going to do a bunch of that. We start at level 2. Ooh, almost level 3, but alas. These towers and traps are really cheap right now. I'm not actually going to build any traps in this level, because look at what I got for traps. I have the suppressing gem, but this is not going to be an issue. Like, we're not going to deal with suppressing health for a bit. And the critical hit gem is, at least at this point in the game, absolutely useless in traps. So we're not building any. We're just going to build towers. And so I'm going to build them up this little boulevard, and we're going to make dual gems so we get the maximum damage possible. Let's go for all 4 gems here. I think by the end of this I'll have more than 4 gems, but this is a really good start. Because, like, look how much HP the enemies have. We're fine. Let's also build one of these so we can start, you know, enraging waves. I'm not going to enrage these first ones because I don't have any mana to do so. But yeah, time for overkill. These guys are going down. But as soon as I'm able to, this is going to level 3. I just need to have at least a higher grade gem so when the enemies start getting stronger. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, 5 HP, 13 hit armor level, we're fine. Alright, upgrade you to level 3. We're at towers now, 210, jeez. The price goes up pretty quick. There. I'm going to add another tower here. Duplicate this one is the goal. I need 555 mana, thank you. Yeah, that's a good saving. It's 45 mana savings. Alright. Now I'm good to run several waves. Let's get myself up to the next mana pool level. Let's actually enrage a few waves here. Oh, also these sparks. You can enrage the sparks, also known as heating the spark. It's not going to do a lot. I think we did this in the last video. I don't remember. So there you go. You got a second tutorial on it. I usually don't notice. Oh, 20.12 decrease building mana cost. Come on, man. But it does mean if I build more towers after this, the price is going to go down, which I like. Because I'm going to build another tower as soon as this one's ready to go. There we go. Almost level 4. There we go. Tower here. Level 3 gem. Yeah. Okay, I think these guys will go down. I think we're good. So I think I can enrage even more. I'm just going to enrage a bunch of waves here. And we're going to make you a level 4 gem. Just in case, because these guys are starting to get a little scary. Yeah, 38 HP with 41 armor means that it might take a couple hits even with the level 3 gems. And the level 2 gems are doing almost nothing now. So we want to start upgrading these. I'm going to upgrade this one as well. Should be good. I should also consider dropping on the abandoned dwellings here. I'm not too worried. This level is actually really easy. It's easier than the other ones, the previous 2. Part of that is I'm just a lot stronger than I was then. Let's bump you up to level 5. Just get a head start on that. Maybe that was a bad time because a lot of enemies just squeezed by while I was upgrading that. Okay, no, we're good, we're good. Let's upgrade you twice. There we go. Lots of upgrades. Or enraged waves. So I think what I want is a duplicate level 5 gem right here. Because I'm going to start getting overwhelmed. There's a lot of enemies. You see how they're almost making it through. So I want this here. I also want these gems to be stronger right here. Ooh, gotta watch my mana. And we'll do that. This is a useless spark because we don't have shrines or spells yet, so it doesn't do anything. Okay, now I think we're handling the monster waves. Yeah, we're doing okay. Let's bump you up to level 5 and then go to the next mana pool level. Okay, almost there. How many waves we got? 31. Okay, we're nowhere near done yet. Yeah, was this like 50 armor, 92 armor? Okay, I should take it easy on the enraging waves because these gems aren't strong enough. Oop, I forgot to wait till I was at the next mana pool. No, I got there. I got to level 5. Because I'm going to see if I can beat this level without going past level 5 on the grade gem. Which is certainly difficult if I enrage too many of these guys. They already have an armor level of 100, so 100 armor level. Maybe I'm going to start relying on that critical hit chance. Let's upgrade you to level 5. And then, you know what? Let's make an 8th level 5 gem. This should be enough. I shouldn't have to worry about anything anymore. So I'm going to upgrade this. And then bomb here. And bomb the monster nest a couple times. We'll duplicate this one, upgrade it. Bomb that dwelling. There we go. Ooh, a mana shard appeared. And it's in a good spot. We're almost done with the level, though. I can handle whatever comes at me now. There we go. And we destroyed a monster nest. Got an achievement for that. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Yep, we're good. So 19,000 XP. Let's see if I can get myself up to 30,000 in endurance mode. Not sure it's going to get that high, but we'll try. I mean, we do have a 3.1 multiplier here. So let's upgrade this gem. It's almost to level 8 already. Let's upgrade it. Will it reach that before the monsters arrive? Probably not. There. It's probably not going to get to level 9. That would require over 20,000 mana. Probably not going to happen. But, hey, we've got quite a bit more XP. Oh my gosh, could it happen? I mean, I would need all that mana, and I would need a break to upgrade the gem. Which it looks like it's right there. There we go, level 9. Okay, we might hit 40,000 even. Yeah, we'll hit 40,000. 50,000 is probably off the table. We've doubled our XP on this level. That's good. Okay, now we're in trouble. There's no way we're going to end up with 42,000 mana to upgrade this to level 10, so let's just not even worry about that. Alright, 46,000. That's pretty good. We should level up like 10 times here. Yeah, we're going to level 40. There we go. Super strong. Let's see achievements-wise. 51 achievements. No talisman pieces. Jeez, we are doing terrible with talisman in this run. So now I have a lot of unspent skill points. I'm going to see if I stay over 200. Let's see where we are mana stream. Let's actually jump to level 9 here. And then in the mana pool, that means that to get to level 2, we need 1056 mana, We're going to start with that. We need 1563 to start at level 3. So we're starting right now at 1928 mana. We're starting way over that, so I can spend a few more skill points. We're going to spend it here. We're still over that amount, so I'm going to spend 2 more there. That should be good. Actually, 1 more here. 1302 plus 360 is at 1662. That's going to start us at level 3 mana pool, and we have almost cut the cost of the buildings in half to start with, and made our traps stronger. They're at 120% special, and then what's our grade 1 gem cost now at level 9? 52. So we save 8 on a grade 1 gem, and we save 7 on every combination. No, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong. We save 8 on every gem, and we save 11 on every combination. So the grade 2 gem is 213. Grade 3 gem is only 535. Looking at all my charts I make, because I apparently have nothing better to do. And we can head into this level here. Should I break this up? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to break this up here. So I'm going to just see you in a quick hop, skip, and a jump. I'm going to cut the video, make another one, because I'm realizing if I do all the levels here in one video, it's going to be close to 2 hours. So nothing wrong with that. It's just my computer will have trouble processing a 2-hour video. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to take a break right here and see you all in a couple seconds. Goodbye.